They have an ad on the television, or wherever it is, with some woman who they're paying again. Somebody just say, boy, this is what the government give you. Well, we're making one. And here how our own going. Boy, we know times hard. We know things not easy. We know the government catching its nenen. But if they didn't thief out this country so, we might be a little better off now, you know. Ad for ad. Right? So, and let me see who could make better ads.
Another light bulb moment by Keith and Com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for property to buy, do contact me. Those of you who lend friends and family money and you can't get it back, you have an arrangement with them, you can also get in touch with me. I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, like and share as we go live. Those of you on our YouTube page, subscribe. For those of you who do not know, subscribe to YouTube, TT Real Talk, hit the bell and you will know when we go live. Now viewers, it's Thursday night. It's a packed night for you tonight. Remember, call your friends and your family and tell them Real Talk is going live on Synergy TV from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday, with a rerun the following morning at 10 a.m. Now, I am giving you this time, before we go for a short commercial break, to message your family and your friends. Call out to your neighbor. Yo, neighbors, Real Talk is going live with Saieed. Tune in as we come back from this commercial break.
Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3135 or 1-868-339-1670.
It's official. Synergy TV is now part of your programming lineup on DirecTV. Find us on channel 134, available for both prepaid and postpaid customers. Synergy TV. Real vibes, real entertainment, real TV. Now transmitting on channel 134 on DirecTV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. As we start off tonight, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, during a PNM public meeting on Tuesday night, noted that the opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar, during her tenure as Prime Minister from 2010 to 2015, abolished the property tax, causing the PNM administration in 2015 to re-register every house in the country to collect property tax. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley noted that the property tax is there to help 14 corporations in Trinidad in fixing roads, drains, and also to assist police officers and firefighters, really, to give the citizen better service. Dr. Rowley noted that the value of our property is used to determine what citizens pay.
The taxes to be collected from all the properties in this country to be used by the 14 corporations, so they will have a revenue stream like the THA to give you better service. They decide, while people were lining up on the pavement to pay that tax, they decided to go to court. In the court, we ended up in a situation where people who were lining up to pay their taxes were told the government can't collect taxes. We have to go and re-register every house in the country. And until we have done 50% of the country's houses, starting from scratch, we can't collect the tax. They campaigned in 2010 on Axe the Tax. We of the PNM, we are a responsible political party. We know that you are right-thinking, sensible people. We know that you know that in every democratic country in the world, that is a tax that populations accept. Because if you want your road fixed, your drain fixed, your mosquito kill, your police service, your fire service, if you want all that, you make a contribution. And that contribution, we use the value of your property as the way to determine what you will pay. If you have a multi-million-dollar house, the assumption is made that you are well off and you could pay a certain amount. If you have a little shanty or a little kubu somewhere, you don't have to pay nothing, or you pay a little bit.
So now, viewers, if the property tax is to help the 14 corporations in Trinidad and Tobago in fixing roads, drains, and also to assist police officers and firefighters to give the citizen a better service, where is our gas tax going? Where is our gas tax going? Where is our health surcharge going? Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, my dear.
Mr. Saeed, you are so right. Where is the gas tax going? Where is the health surcharge going? Who he feel he fooling by telling people all those things, that's a wish list, that we were going to get for the property tax money. Dr. Rowley is very dishonest. People were lining up to pay the taxes because they threatened them.
Correct.
They were threatened with a fee of $5,000 if they don't file it. So he can't come here and tell people were willing to pay the taxes. But you know what is dishonest, Mr. Saeed? This same man in 2009, at that budget debate, he demonized Patrick Manning for bringing that property tax. He said, he referred to him, he said, you are worse than Queen Victoria. Who taxed the dog, the bicycle, and the cat? He said, where all the money going from the treasury now that you want to tax poor people? After that, this is your attitude? And on top of it, you're blaming Kamala for Sabi first. So I want to ask the next question, Mr. Saeed. Who is to be blamed for the procurement law not becoming law?
Correct.
Who is to be blamed for it? We were promised that since March of this year, the end of March. And look, we are fast approaching the end of the year, and we have heard nothing. Because they know if they bring that procurement, they can't go behind anybody back and buy boats and things. Who's blaming for that? Kamala as well? And they're blaming Kamala as well for us being still blacklisted on the EU? Dr. Rowley needs to get his act together. But you know, Mr. Saeed, after 4 years, they cannot come and tell the people, look, we did this for you or that for you or the other for you. But all he can do is to leave them on Kamala for Salvi Setser's feet. Thank you, Mr. Saeed, and have a good evening.
Thank you, my dear. What I want to understand is that how many of us were paying property tax under the former administration, and they built so much things. You see, you look at the facts. I don't come here and praise party, you know. I look at the facts and bring the results and the issue to you, the people, so you will be the judge of everything. Now, viewers, Switching gears a bit, the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gary Gifford, in a post-media briefing on Wednesday, advised the public that any person who willfully or maliciously commit any damage to commercial or private properties during or after the election will be prosecuted. The Commissioner mentioned that usually after election there are a lot of unnecessary damage to commercial and private properties. He noted that under his watch, this will not be tolerated.
Usually in the election campaign, persons believe that it is their right to do what they want. Stick posters, stick signs, deface property. I'd just like to make note, I wish to remind all citizens and groups that the rule of law must be maintained during the election period in the lead up to the local government election. As the Commissioner of Police, yes, we would be very flexible, but I do intend to ensure that the Trinidad Police Service, we do what is required to uphold the law of the land, and that also involves damage to personal property, and I wish to advise pertaining to Chapter 1102, Section 25(1) of the Summary Offences Act. And it states any person who willfully or maliciously commits any damage to any real or personal property whatsoever, either of a public or a private nature. So I wish to advise the public pertaining to that, and also for ask the public to take note of Chapter 1102, Section 45D of the Summary Offences Act, which states any person who, without leave of the owner or occupier, affixes any placard or notice upon any building, wall, pillar, post, or fence, or otherwise defaces same, and they can also be liable.
Now, for those of you who would want to be going around damaging people's property, please be aware. The Commissioner noted that he has spoken to all political parties about providing him with the necessary information concerning the dates, time, and venue of all political meetings, as he wants to ensure that necessary measures be taken to secure all political parties and the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago attending these meetings.
I have asked officially now, I have spoken to all political parties that because of an election, you do not need permission from the Commissioner of Police to have a meeting. But one will think that common sense and good judgment will prevail, that if you're having a meeting, I have asked all relevant political parties to please bring forward to me all information pertaining to your meetings. It's not that I want to know your business. It's not that I want to attend the meetings. It is that as the Commissioner of Police, I will need to know what is required so that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service could provide the relevant security measures to ensure the safety and security of you and your supporters at each meeting.
So to any political parties that are having meetings throughout Trinidad and Tobago, please notify the Commissioner of Police with dates, time, and venues so that he will provide TTPS officers to be there to make sure the public is safe. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes, you're live on Real Talk.
Right. I hear Rowley just saying about the money that would be collected for property tax would be to fix road.
Mm-hmm.
It was also stated before by previous government that 5% on a liter of gas will be taken, the extra money they'll be charging on a liter of gas, which is 5%, that money would be used to fix road.
Yes.
So how is it they're going to take money 10 times to fix road? You see what is happening here? We have a jackass as a prime minister.
Thank you, caller, but viewers, just how you would like to call in and leave a comment, understand that there are children watching Real Talk also. So if you are a caller, please make a positive criticism, not a negative one, that children would pick up your slang and talk outside of your house, and then you would want to know where they pick up that from. So viewers, I advise you, please be aware of what you are saying. Now, border patrols. While the Coast Guard is investigating reports of 2 fishermen that have been gone missing, officers believe that there may be little substance behind the claim. The report was made on Wednesday morning by 3 men in a pirogue who said they were fishermen. They approached the Coast Guard vessel, the TTS Queenam, about 15 miles off Orange Valley. The 3 men said their friends had gone missing on Tuesday morning and their boat was last seen being towed by an Atlantic vessel. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mrs. Saieed. Good night.
Go right ahead.
When Rowley got stop spitting venom, and that weak woman with the bald head, she looking worse than Evil Brian talking about UNC. Good night.
Thank you, my dear. On Tuesday's episode of Real Talk, I mentioned that the fishermen and friends of the sea are still awaiting a response from the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, pertaining to their request to secure Trinidad and Tobago borders. Prime Minister Dr. Rowley on Tuesday night during a public meeting reiterated that 2 new vessels will be coming to Trinidad and Tobago to assist in securing the nation's border. The Prime Minister, however, condemns the UNC for calling on the PNM administration to secure Trinidad borders after cancelling the contract of the offshore patrol vessel that was the OPV back in 2010.
Not many of you have gone into the Columbus Channel or to go off the east coast of Trinidad. 80 miles off the east coast, that's where we're looking for gas now and where we have our rigs. 80 miles out in the ocean. We don't have any vessel in our Coast Guard that can go out there and stand out there for any length of time. How are we to defend our lifeblood? This is 2019. All it takes is one idiot to put us in grave danger. We don't have a vessel that could go out there. Well, whatever they say, this government that is getting the job done, in the same Australian initiative, we have ordered 2 vessels. Those vessels will have an endurance of 28 days, meaning that they could leave Stobbles and don't come back there for 28 days. Meaning that they could go out east, they could go south, they could go around Tobago, and we have 2. It means that we can always have 1 at sea. If you have 1, when it comes in for service, you have none. And if you have 2 and you put them out there, you give yourself a certain amount of coverage. In the meantime, the Venezuelan situation developed. And Venezuelans were leaving in droves and coming to us. And guess who calling on us to secure the borders? The same UNC people who canceled the contract for the OPVs. And it's only in the election of 2015, when they had to face that accusation, they went to China and took a boat that was most unsuitable, and they brought it here and left it for this government to pay for it.
Now, viewers, reports come. You see, let me tell you something. This is why I've been asking for you all to fund Real Talk Intelligence Unit. It doesn't matter if it's 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 100,000 to fund Real Talk Intelligence Unit so I could buy 2 more vehicles. Let me tell you something. Reports coming into Real Talk Intelligence Unit indicate that more of the vessels are just parked up in Shagaramas and is currently not being used. However, these vessels are reported in good working condition. So, viewers, if we have these vessels in Trinidad and Tobago, I understand it is a good few vessels that are parked up, doing absolutely nothing. So why are these vehicles not being utilized to secure the borders around Trinidad and Tobago? Would somebody in the Ministry of National Security comes out and say, why are these vehicles parked up? Eh? Come on, somebody say something. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Saeed, them had to buy vessel. Like them had no sense still, boy. Them had to buy vessel and use a helicopter on the vessel to run down the fly in the borderline. Those like them to carry run down the borderline. Them had to that. They had to get helicopter to move in the air and fast mash up. You understand? So all I'm talking about vessel and 20 vessel and all that they would bring in. I was wasting time in Trinidad, boy.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, hear this now. If Allah decide to give real talk with Saeed, contracts to secure Trinidad and Tobago, believe me, it is done, you know. I am telling you, it is done. Let me tell you something. From radar, come right down to boats. Even helicopters. Are you afraid? Are you afraid? Make a mistake and call Saeed. Saeed, we want you to secure the borders for us. Consider it done. Let me tell you something. I don't here by joke, you know. I didn't come out here on a platform for fame, you know. I always say that. I had that before I reached on television. So it's not about gaining popularity or gaining fame. No. I had that before. So why are these vessels parked up? Could somebody in the Ministry of National Security come out and say why these vessels are parked up? Now, listen to this, viewers. The Minister of Health, Terence Dial-Singh, during a PNM public meeting held on Tuesday night, accused the opposition leader, Kamala Prasad-Bisesa, of not performing and working to upgrade the health sector in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a new brand hospital down in Cuba waiting to be open to the public. We have hospitals throughout Trinidad and Tobago that started. We even have schools started and it's incomplete under this administration. I ain't lying, I'm talking facts. We have a video? Take a look at this video, viewers.
You remember under Kamala what the media used to call Mount Hope? They used to call it Mount Hopeless. You realize you don't call it that again? Because we turned Mount Hope around. You know what is the biggest problem we faced when we came into health in 2015? Anybody help me? What was the biggest problem facing health? Maternal mortality. Mothers were dying in our hospitals at the rate of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 per year. And the media used to call it Mount Hopeless. Mount Hope is no longer Mount Hopeless. It is a center of excellence recognized around the world in how to bring down maternal mortality, in how to bring down infant mortality. We did that. We did that.
Viewers, he talking about Mount Hopeless. How much babies died for this year? Come out and tell the public how many babies died this year. There are people still waiting on reports. Talk now. Be careful when you go on platforms and be careful because there are people who's been listening. For example, Saieed Ali. That will bring it to you the next day. That's what is taking place. How many babies died in Trinidad and Tobago? Talk now. Terence Dial-Singh noted that the PNM administration have been working. You have been working. This has been the only government that have worked to improve the health sector. Well, hold on. Hey, today should be Friday or mash up Monday, you know. I'm going to start something. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
This Rowley administration, Rowley operating like a piper. The operating worse than a piper. He's selling out the country, he's selling out everything. It's boat after boat after boat. And nothing, they go to, you see that? that thing with Alwari children is another cover-up again. I could bet you that. Let me take a bet now. It's another cover-up again. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, remember I was telling you all that I am going to share some pointers with you on how to fix the health sector in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, I'm about to start. Listen to this. Leadership, stewardship, and corporate governance. Listen to this. And I want you to listen carefully now, because some of them might call the minister and say, hey, why are you not going to take advice from Saeed? Even your advisors might tell you this. Listen to this. There must be a clear delineation of duties between the leadership and the Ministry of Health and at the regional health authorities. The Minister of Health is responsible for formulating national health policies and the monitoring of and evaluation of the performance of the hospital in the RHA. The Minister of Health needs to pay greater attention to monitoring how the hospital are performing. For example, there are waiting times at an accident and emergency department in keeping with international standards. There are vastly different waiting time for appointments with specialists or for surgeries between, say, Port of Spain General Hospital and San Fernando General Hospital. I'm going to tell you something. I'm giving all the pointers, you know. What is the nature of the complaint arising out of the health institution? What are some of the things? So this sort of information is essential if we are to improve the health and quality of care in our population. At the RHA level, there must be proper leadership from the board of directors. The board of directors of the RHA should not micromanage, but instead give the general direction with respect to the implementation of policies. The BOD should also ensure that decisions with respect to the hiring of staff, employees, grievance, tender awards, etc. are made in an efficient and judicious manner. At the institute level, all managers, heads of doctors, nurses, etc. must have training in management and soft skills such as communication to ensure proper leadership. We need to see a paradigm shift in leadership in the health sector to promote a more caring, responsive, and proactive approach given the TT $6 billion allocation for health, the third largest in the national budget. We as citizens need to ensure that we are in receipt of a high quality health service. We should not have to rely on contracts or contacts or favors to receive health, because why? We are paying health surcharge. Now, essential medication and supplies. I come on, follow you, you know. Tell all I was going to do this, you know. There must be a consistent supply of essential medication to treat members of the public for disease such as hypertension, diabetes, mellitus, cancer, and asthma. The CEDA program aimed to achieve this. However, we are all too familiar with the challenges experienced by members of the public. Is that not true? Is that not true, viewers? It's always some sort of challenge. The Ministry of Health needs to improve its logistics and supplies chain management system to ensure a steady supply of medications. We go get medication this month, we get half of next month, and for the next 6 months we can't get nothing. Is that a proper supply? Is that a proper chain supply of medications? Another area requiring improvement is the supply of consumables such as labs, an item to run CT scan and MRI machine. The RHAs needs to ensure that there is no stock out of these items, since this will result in tests being halted and person being unable to receive a diagnostic and treatment for medical conditions. How many times we hear of machines breaking down in San Fernando and in St. James and in Port of Spain and in Arima and in Point 14, and we can't get a proper diagnosis? How many times? I will open the phone line just now. We're shifting now. Human resource for health. An appropriate human resource skill mixed is essential for a proper functioning health sector. At present, we have a chronic shortage of nursing personnel and certain specialists. The GORTT needs to invest more in the training of nurses and consider initiative models such as cross-training, study tour visit, etc., that are adapted to the local context. Furthermore, investment into measures to attract, recruit and retain staff need to be put in place. How many doctors and nurses are there in Trinidad and Tobago that have applied and cannot get a job, but we have funds to go down Cuba and pull out a whole set of trainees and bring them in Trinidad? Talk now. Talk now. Staff employees in the health sector needs to be motivated to perform well and to ensure that their efforts are recognized. System to reduce the impact of burnt out by medical and other staff needs to be implemented given the long working hours that healthcare professionals are faced with. And that is true, because sometimes when you go in the health center or you go to the hospital, sometimes you might end up 2 doctors, 5 nurses. You know why? Because the other next 5 doctors or 10 nurses are overworked, they are tired, they have no choice but to go home. Because you can't make 48 hours straight. You can't make 48 hours straight. By the time you make 12 hours, you're tired. When you make 8 hours, you're tired, because it's from here to here to here to here. You must get tired. Mr. Dial Singh, talk now. I'm bringing it live for you. You and your staff. I'll let you up there. I'll let you care about the poor, but tonight I'm busting it on all you. I'm showing all you how to restructure health system in Trinidad and Tobago. I'll feel side foolish. I'll feel like come out here just so. I'm tell you something, in 6 languages I just talk, you know. It's accounts I just do, you know. I'm a businessman, you know. I didn't just drop from the sky like how some others operate, you know. What do we lack? What do we lack in Trinidad and Tobago? You tell me. Communication. We lack communication in every department in Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this. There is an immediate need for improvement in the communication throughout the sector. All medical persons need to be trained in effective communication techniques to ensure that information regarding their family's medical status is provided. Sometimes when you go in some places, you ain't know what's going on. Days. What's going on? We can't tell all you. Next day come back, what's going on? We can't tell all you. Next day come back, what's going on? We can't tell all you. Boom! Make arrangement for funeral. Because you don't know how they're dead. It's also necessary to ensure that medical professionals educate and empower patients on their medical condition and preventing disease. How many times for the year do we hear about health programs throughout Trinidad and Tobago? How many times for the year do we hear the Ministry of Health would come out and launch programs throughout Trinidad and Tobago indicating people on how to do this and how to do that? It's always an advertisement on TV and who watch it, where watch it, and know it. All I want to go to the 21st century. All I want to follow other skills, other people from other country. Oh, and we're living in the 21st century. We have the 18th century technique still. But you're going to pay the 21st century. Boasting, man. Yeah? Financing. We pay health surcharge. Every individual in Trinidad and Tobago that is working is paying health surcharge. So where's the money going? Our Prime Minister says if we don't pay property tax, we cannot get good road. So where the hell the money going to be paying gas tax in? Where the hell that money going? Huh? I tell all you. Real talk, bringing the facts and the issue to you, the people, you know. Financing. The budget allocation to health was TT 6 billion this year. However, we continue to have drug shortage and insufficient funds to purchase equipment, recruit staff, etc. There is a need for an urgent review from the spending pattern in the RHA to reduce here is what hemorrhaging of funds due to wastage, poor ordering pattern. How much money do we spend going down the drain? When they give somebody a contract, it's millions of dollars. Mr. Dialsing talking about he have the best health sector in Trinidad and Tobago. Just recently, over 20 patients from an institute on the east. That's the east end? That's the east end? A little over 20 patients from the east had to be sent to Port of Spain. And you know what? It had people in Port of Spain waiting for days for a bed. But the institute up on the east had to send a little over 20 people to join a heap of people again down in the north waiting for beds. But you talking about the best health sector? How much hospital all you build? We talking about facts now. How many hospitals you all built? How many you all open? How many you all, you know what? We're going to build one in Princeton. Or let's start that? No. Or let's give out any contract for that? No. Or let's decide to start any health sector in Trinidad and Tobago from scratch to finish? No. So when you hear all the talking, all the talk, be careful because there's somebody waiting to tell all you that all your talk making no sense. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but before I go to that, remember, let your friends and family know that Real Talk is the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. And I am also calling on you, the viewers of Real Talk and the citizen. Call me 339-1670. Side willing to contribute at 10,000 to the purchase of your vehicle for your intelligent units. I am waiting your call. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but stay locked on. We'll be right back.
It's official. Synergy TV is now part of your programming lineup on DirecTV. Find us on channel 134, available for both prepaid and postpaid customers. Synergy TV. Real vibes, real entertainment, real TV. Now transmitting on channel 134 on DirecTV.
Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3135 or 1-868-339-1670.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
I have a message for the opposition leader, but let me tell her and the UNC, like the perfumed and powdered ladies of the night, nothing could hide us from who they are. We know them. We experienced them from 2010 to 2015. We know them well. And ladies and gentlemen, you would recognize that their only line of attack is Daryl Smith. First of all, I want to say that when the issues came up surrounding Daryl Smith, our Prime Minister did the right thing. He fired Daryl Smith from the government of Trinidad and Tobago. That was what he was supposed to do, and he did it. But ladies and gentlemen, one thing that my mother always told me when I was growing up is people who live in glass houses must not throw stones. So I will tell the UNC to keep quiet about Daryl Smith. Keep quiet. And why am I telling them to keep quiet? I would tell them that their track record is less than stellar. And let me say, the government National Workplace Policy on Sexual Harassment in Trinidad and Tobago was laid in the Parliament in March 2019. Kamala, where your policy? Nearly your whole cabinet was there running down, man and woman, and you never asked for a policy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is clear that you understand what needs to be done on December 2nd. It is clear that all they have to say in relation to us, in relation to this almost five-year period, is nothing of consequence. Because, as Dr. Rowley himself has said, there is no way that they could pin any corruption, any misbehavior in public office, any disrespect of the people of Trinidad and Tobago on this Keith Rowley-led administration. There is nothing that they can say with any measure of truth that was done to disrespect the people of Trinidad and Tobago under the Keith Rowley-led administration. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, as I come to a close, they make me really hot when they start bad talking the political leader, when they start bad talking the PNM, because all they know to do is lies, lies, and more lies. And let me tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, what you have to do come December 2nd. You have to put them to lie flat. You have to put them to lie beneath your feet. You have to walk on them on December 2nd. You have to make sure all our candidates for the Tunapuna Piarco Regional Corporation win their seats, and win their seats handsomely. Because I want to remind you that when we count the votes, remember, to get the aldermen, you must have a certain percentage of the votes. So you have to go out and vote resoundingly for the People's National Movement. And that is the only way that we can say with one accord that great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail. Thank you.
Now, viewers, she talked about the PNM, about when the UNC members was going after male and female. Okay, I have a point for you. When the individuals was going after male and female, when their hands brushed against the breast of the air hostess, what did Kamala do? Resign and go home one time. That's number one. Number two, you talk about corruption, and you can't pin nothing on the PNM. We're going back now to Marlene McDonald. A check was made out to a company that did not even exist. Eh? How you call that? You playing Dolly Cook? Is that Dolly Cook you're playing? Eh? You make out a check to a company that does not even exist with all the signatures. Are we playing Dolly Cook? Eh? Alright, we're going down the road again. I have a next one for all you. Hey, I love tonight, you know. She talked about, it's one of the facts I just bring to all you, you know. I don't affiliate with no party, you know. If you see their foolishness, I will label them. PNM did their foolishness, I would label them, because I am taking no funding from no such party. I could stand here bold and brave and say that. Real Talk is funded by Saieed Ali. You talk about the UNC saying lies, 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 lies. Listen to this.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. And in case you were just opening your fridge and you didn't hear that when you closed the door, let me repeat it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
Who closed down Petrotrin? Saieed Ali and Real Talk? Eh? And you're talking about lies, lies, lies? They do not lie. We do not lie. We do not lie. Hello, come now, man. When I come in, I will put facts on the table to show you, you know. As we move on tonight, viewers, we have about 10 or 11 minutes on our program again. Real Talk Media, as well as the Ministry of Education, is currently investigating a report that a 5-year-old pupil of the San Fernando Boys RC used a blade from a sharpener to slash another 5-year-old on the back of his head. Real Talk Media contacted the San Fernando Boys RC School on Wednesday, only to get the phone hung up on them. However, Real Talk was fortunate enough to understand that the parent of the 5-year-old boy was in a meeting with the principal of the school and also administrative from the Ministry of Education. Reports indicated that the injured child was taken to the San Fernando General Hospital, where doctors treated and later discharged him. The incident took place earlier this week. Real Talk is continuing investigating into the matter. So I will keep you up to date, viewers, on the matter. A Superior Magistrate on Wednesday morning ruled that there isn't any abuse or process where the Director of Public Prosecution, that is the DPP, Roger Gasper, relaying of charges against A&V Drilling CEO Mr. Nizam Hanif Baksh and his son-in-law Billy Ram Sundar. The senior magistrate stated that these charges of assault on a media photographer and maliciously damaging his camera should be read to both parties again. Correct is right. Correct is right. The man was assaulted. Not because he's a corporal and your father-in-law own A&V Drilling, you should get away. Nobody's above the law, according to the Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Gary Rifford. Nobody. Both Nizam Hanif Baksh and Billy Ram Sundar were acquitted of the charges because the state attorney failed to prosecute them. The state attorney failed to prosecute them because of what? He's a corporal? Because A&V too big? Do your work as an officer. Do your work as an attorney. What do you think you're getting paid for? To sit down and warm up a chair? No. Both Nizam Hanif Baksh and Billy Ram Sundar are to reappear in the court on December 4th. Let me tell you something. The Guardian media, the person was investigating our matter. We have the freedom of speech. We report to the nation. That is our occupation. So don't feel your occupation as a corporal would intimidate officers, our media personals. Because sometimes we, people in the media, they supply the officers with information because people afraid TTPS. And I'm bold to say it. Caller, good night. Go right ahead.
Yes, Saeed. I'm watching the meeting with Growley, right? And you hear what that lady, well, I don't know how to call it, but that lady mentioned when you're introducing the Prime Minister, you know, you introduce the qualification and whatsoever. You know what she said? She said a sober Prime Minister. That way you come out, all you have to say, uneducated people. That is what she had to say. She said Prime Minister is a sober one. So what are they referring to? Everything is opposition, and they do nothing. And the line here, that health minister,
they love that.
One more hospital and no hospital, no bed yet, but they're trying to tell people, wait in the hall while they're building a new hospital to get 500 beds.
Thank you, my friend. During an Operation Strike Back, 2 anti-crime exercises conducted in the Port of Spain Division, Besor Street District, today, Wednesday, 6 November 2019, officers found and seized 1 Tech 9 semi-automatic firearm with an extended magazine containing 4 rounds of 9mm while searching a bushy area off a track at First Hamlet Trace, Lavantil. Woo. Congratulations, officers. Police are investigating a murder of a 62-year-old Brasso Sekman who was found dead at his Paria home on Tuesday night. Police said Niall Jennings was found by his brother who had not seen him for almost 2 weeks. Reports indicate that when relatives went to the house, there was a foul stench coming from inside of the house. When they looked through the bedroom window of the 2 houses, they saw his body and the bodies of 2 of his dogs bleeding on the ground. Relatives went on to say that he was regularly attacked for his fruits, and out of frustration, he abandoned part of his land. Wow, investigations are ongoing. You know, that is sad, you know. Terrorized for his fruits, and then he had to abandon his land. Wow. A 24-year-old man who have been fined on 3 prior occasions for marijuana possession will spend the next 12 months in jail. Fair enough. Dinesh Ramcharan of Bonaventure, Gasparilla, was sentenced to 1 year of hard labor for being in possession of 274 grams of marijuana. Apparently, being caught for the 3rd time, he didn't learn. Dinesh Ramcharan received 1 year hard labor for 274 grams of weed. Ramcharan did not waste the court's time and pleaded guilty to the charge. He wants to go up. Your Honor, I want to go up. The drugs were found in the bedroom of his home last Friday along with a quantity of cash. However, although the court was asked to show lenience, as the 24-year-old man said he was only selling the drugs to make ends meet and feed his family, so the grocery have work, the stores have work. Go and plant a little garden, a little lettuce, a little pak choy, 6 weeks thing and make up a little money to mind your family. Come now, man. The court noted that Ramcharan had been fined on 3 prior occasions for the same offense, which means you're trafficking in marijuana. As a result, a decision was made to send a stronger message as Ramcharan was given a custodial sentence. You have to say, thank God you get 12 months and not 12 years for repeating the same offense over and over and over. You selling marijuana to the public. Viewers, we have about 2 minutes left in our program, but just a reminder, would Mr. Babulal get in touch with me? I understand you tried to contact us, but your call went unanswered. I tried calling you today, but it went the same thing. So do get in touch with me tomorrow, please. 3391670. Sumintra Maraj. That's the correct name, right? Sumintra Maraj, will you please get in touch with me? 3391670. And do not take a ticket and fly out, because that will be a big mistake. It will be a big mistake. You have a debt to pay, pay it and live in peace. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight. The rerun of this program is at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I will be back with you on Thursday night for another live round of Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Be safe, enjoy the night.
They have an ad on the television, on wherever it is, with some woman who they're paying again. Somebody just say, boy, this is what the government give you. Well, we making one, and here how our own going. Boy, we know times hard. We know things not easy. We know the government catching its nenen. But if they didn't thief out this country so, we might be a little better off now, you know. Ad for ad. Right? So, and let me see who could make better ads.
Another light bulb moment by Keith and Com.